Okay, so Henry, you've been called up for the Saxons this week. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, massively happy and proud to be put in that squad, even though I've been injured for a while. Hopefully I can get back fit and try and contest for a place to try and play.
Absolutely, and you've been working your way up the England ranks since under 18s level. Is the elite squad probably the major goal for yourself?
Oh, massively. There's always been a goal, you know. Every boy wants to play for his country when he's a kid, and it doesn't change when you become a player. You know, everything you work towards is to try and play for your country and play for the Lions in the future, and that's my goal.
What is your best international memory?
My best international memory will be the Junior World Cup final against the Baby All Blacks. We ended up losing by 6-7 points, but it was a great game and really we should have won. We played in front of a full house in Italy and I managed to score a try, so yeah.
Congratulations on your selection. Is it a consequence of playing rugby generally, or is it a personal goal of yourselves?
For me, it's kind of a personal goal. I was involved with the 20s last year. I got dropped from the squad this time last year, so it was good to get involved this year.
For me, yeah, it's just a goal. Never been in England setup before, so good to get the opportunity and play with some of the top players in the country. So, yeah.
Richie, welcome to Sharks TV. Just got a few questions regarding the Scotland call-up that you both received this week. First of all, is it just a happy consequence of playing rugby in general, or is it a personal goal for yourselves?
For me personally, it's kind of the thing. When I started playing rugby, it's kind of what I always dreamed of. So it is, to be honest, it's one of the main things that drives me as a rugby player, is to play for my country. And I've been lucky enough to do it. I've got 20 caps so far, and I'd like to improve on that and get some real success in a Scotland jersey. So yeah, it's a big factor of sort of why I play rugby. Yeah.
Absolutely. How about you, Richard?
Yeah, very similar. I think when you grow up, you watch it on TV. And you imagine yourself kind of running out in the Scotland shirt, and it's fantastic, and it certainly is a goal when you're playing rugby.
And how does the camp at Scotland differ to what it's like here at Sale, and generally the training schedule and everything you have to do there?
Yeah, no, I certainly think it's different. When you go into a Six Nations campaign or Autumn Test, you've not got as much time to go through team strategies and team moves, so everything gets condensed into these weeks. So it can be a lot more intense, and you have to get through a lot of detail.
Scotland didn't perform too well during the autumn internationals. However, they did do well in the summer. How are you looking forward to these games, and what you're looking to achieve?
Yeah, it was fantastic. We got 3 great wins, and I think that certainly one against Australia stands out. In the autumn, it didn't go away. We had some very tough tests, but I think against New Zealand and South Africa, we certainly showed good signs. And moving forward, there's a new coach in place and a new kind of management set up, and it's supposed to look to freshen things up and build and start winning games, I think.
Just a quick one, what newbies are coming through the Scotland ranks that we should be looking out for? Is there anyone you feel like you should mention?
Yeah, I'd actually like to mention my old flatmate Chris Fazzaro. He's playing at Glasgow. He's an open side flanker, and he's really talented. He's been knocking on the door for a while, and unfortunately for him, it's really competitive in the back row. But he's got the nod this time, and I think he's hopefully going to get his chance this Six Nations, and I'm expecting a lot from him in particular.
Absolutely, and we've also got Scott Johnson, who's the new coach down at Scotland. Yeah. What do you think he'll bring into your game, and how do you think it'll affect the performance of the team?
Yeah, well, Scott was part of the group in the Southern Hemisphere and also the Autumn Test there, and yeah, he's certainly a character. He's a really good guy and really easy to get along with. But yeah, I think it's for us just about getting back to the basics, doing what we do well, and going out and attacking teams. Obviously, he's very passionate about attack, so adding some flair to the side and going out and performing.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned earlier on, Richie, you've had 20 caps so far. Richie, I presume you've had a few more, is it?
27.
Absolutely, and what do you do with your jerseys after the game?
I've kept most of them actually. Luckily enough, last Christmas my mum her present to me was framing quite a few of my Scotland jerseys, so she's got them all up in the house, and it's quite good to come back and have a look at them and just some of the memories of the great wins we've had. But obviously quite a few I've swapped as well, so I'm starting to get a good collection of shirts. You imagine from 20 games, they start to add up. But it's great. I've got them at home, and like especially it's great when I've got friends and family come round and they get to see some of the strips and some of the stories from some of the games, and it'll be good thing in the future just to sort of keep them and look back on those games.
Very similar. I generally like to keep most of my jerseys. Tend to swap shorts and socks when I get the chance, so I've got a couple of pairs which are quite cool to look back on, but similar stuff. I mean, I've got my jersey back in my house up the road, and it's nice to go back and see, and I think it was first cap, and it brings back really good memories, so yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for your time today.
Thank you very much. Cheers.